Passover, that last feast he had with his disciples. It gave it so much significance for that day, doing it on that same day and understanding what it meant to us without what? European slave imposition. It felt so good to know, according to the Bible, what is the Passover and what Christ's significance is to it. Okay. How the disciples kept it after that from year to year. It felt so good to know that we are in the truth and we're following the holy days. All right. In spite of the lies. Will the pastors, the Christian pastors, stand up and say, you know what? Here's the history on Easter.
Around 2800 BC, there lived a hunter named Nimrod in Babylon, which was located between the Tigris and the Euphrates rivers. Whenever wild animals threatened the people, he protected them with his power. As people respected and supported him, Nimrod became arrogant and incited people to build the Tower of Babel.
Come, let us build a tower that reaches to the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves and not be scattered over the face of the whole earth.
Such deeds of Nimrod that were against God has continued even after Nimrod had died. Semiramis, Nimrod's wife, insisted that Nimrod became the sun god. She cut Nimrod's dead body into pieces and sent them to each tribe of Babylon. People regarded the place where a part of Nimrod was buried as sacred. She also claimed that Nimrod was reincarnated as her son.
The sun god Nimrod was reincarnated as my son Tammuz. He who believes and follows Tammuz follows Nimrod.
As Semiramis ruled over Babylon in place of her young son Tammuz, she maneuvered people into worshiping her. Monuments of Semiramis carrying her child Tammuz in her arms were set up all over Babylon, along with various images symbolizing the sun god. The sun worship and the mother-child worship, which was a scheme devised by Semiramis, put down roots as a religion of Babylon. Idolatry stemmed from Babylon, spread to many countries after the Tower of Babel collapsed. It is because when the Babylonians were scattered over the whole world, they brought the sun worship and the mother-child worship. The sun worship and the mother-child worship were assimilated into the cultures and religions of many countries, and they came to have various forms and names. Nimrod, the sun god, was known as Mithra in Persia, Sol in Rome, Ra or Horus in Egypt, and Apollo in Greece. Semiramis and Tammuz, who were the start of the mother-child worship, was called Isis and Horus, Venus and Dionysus, Diana and Attis, and Astaroth and Tammuz, respectively. Besides these, the image of goddess, who is holding a baby in her arms, was venerated in many countries of the world. If so, was the mother-child worship the creature of an age, which was especially welcomed only in Babylon? Surprisingly, the mother-child worship of Babylon has been passed down through the thousands of years and still exists today. In Vatican of Rome, we can find the mother-child worship in its original state.
Or the goddess Easter, or that name, and I denounce that altogether. For now on, I'll be following the Passover. I denounce Sunday worship. I denounce it altogether because you cannot get 3 days between Good Friday and Sunday. 2, you can't even count only 2 days. I'm going to denounce Sunday and I'm going to deal with the Sabbath like it says according to the Bible. Will you stand in truth? If not, the blood will be on your own hands. Read it, Shaphat.
The middle of verse 20.
Yes.
And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils.
And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. You're playing a deadly spiritual game. Read.
Verse 21.
Come on.
Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You can't make a union with light and darkness. You can't say I'm down with Christ, but I'm going to compromise the day he was given up for something that you know is pagan and evil. Now we know it was a compromise. Once our forefathers fell in 70 AD, the Romans took over, who were already pagan. So what did they do? They did a compromise to get the pagans to come over to Christianity. So they said, well, listen, you can keep your worship of the goddess Ashtoreth. You can keep that. Since it comes around the same time during the spring, we'll just replace the Jews or the Israelites' Passover with your Easter. Now, privately, you can still do the same things, the same traditional practices. And that's where your Easter eggs and bunnies come in. Let me read this real quick. Ashtoreth. I'm going to read this from encyclopedia here. Ashtoreth. Ashtoreth was connected with fertility, sexuality, and war. Her symbols were the lion, the horse, the sphinx, the dove. That's why the Christians have the dove. And a star with a circle indicating the planet Venus. Pictorial representations often show her naked. She has been known as the defied morning and evening star. Now check that out. Now, wasn't Lucifer called the morning star too? You have to realize, brothers and sisters, thank you. You must realize that Satan comes in both forms, an hermaphrodite, male and female organs. So you're really worshiping Satan on both sides, male and female. That's on, yeah, okay. That's on a whole nother level. Hellenistically, they understood this, the Hellenist. You're still worshiping Satan on either side. It says here, thank you, I appreciate it. The deity takes on many names. Now, of course, there's different, what you would call cultural stories on this same deity, depending on which society or ancient society or religion or culture you study. But all of it's rooted from ancient Babylonian rituals. The stories changed as the times went, but all in all, it comes down to Satan. Okay, number one, Semiramis from ancient Babylon, another name for her, Ashtoreth or Easter, and their child, their virgin child, Nimrod, who came incarnate as Tammuz. Those are the three that are actually being worshipped in the Christian church today. Everyone have forgotten Christ and are sticking to their evil and wicked Babylonian traditions. Listen to this. The deity takes on many names and forms among different cultures according to Canaanite mythology. Oh yeah, by the way, the god of the Canaanites, his name was Yahweh. Is one of the same as the Assyrian Babylonian goddess Ishtar. See that? Taken from the 3rd millennium BC, Sumerian goddess Inanna, the first primordial goddess of the planet Venus. That means a star or a fallen star. Inanna was also known by the Aramaic people as the god Atar, whose myth was construed in a different manner by the people of Greece to align with their own cultural myths and legends. As I said, each culture took it and believed in this goddess according to whatever mythology was going on during their particular times after the split of the Tower of Babel. They created their own stories from the same rooted deities, but the root deities we have here is Semiramis, Satan, and Nimrod at the tower. All in all, in a nutshell, and a matter of fact, let me show some of these. I can show it to people who are online here with me. Right here. Look at this, folks. Is that yours? One moment. Look at this horn goddess right here. That's Ashtoreth. That's what you're doing on Easter, right? A figurine of Ashtoreth with a horned headdress. That's who you're really dealing with on Easter Sunday, from year to year, which is pushed by the Roman Catholic Church and the harlots that come out of her. Okay, this is what you're really dealing with. Your food and drink are dealing with this deity right here, Ashtoreth, the horned goddess, the Baphomet. Okay, I wanted to show you all that real quick. It has nothing to do with Christ, folks. They're using Christ as the bait. Okay, now check that out. Christ is the bait to lure the ignorant down to hell. Read on it, Shabbat.
Verse 21. Ye cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of devils.
You can't say you're down with the Most High and continue in wicked Christianity and celebrate Easter, especially after knowing her origin now. Right? Now, let's go to the book of Isaiah 1 and 13 real quick. Okay? Because my question remains the same. My question is, will Christians ever awaken to this deception?
Right, that's what the world celebrated, right?
Yeah.
I can't even like just say so. It's like just something that we do. It's just something we do. You know?
It's when Jesus came back. You know, when he came back from this 3-day stint.
How long have you been celebrating Easter? Since I was born. Since you was born? And so it's kind of like a tradition that's been passed down.
Right. Pretty much since I was a little kid. So, I mean, it's just it's been a part of my life for 25, 26 years.
How long have you been doing it? All your life? Or how long have you been celebrating?
You know, I've been a Christian, a late Christian, for a long time.
You want to know if there was a baby rose, why do they have a bunny and eggs? What is that symbolize?
You know what? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you, do you know why people use a bunny rabbit and an egg to celebrate that day? Maybe you can help me out on that one.
I think that was a marketing ploy for real. I think, you know, somebody said, what can I give, you know, these little kids so that they'll associate, you know, happiness, you know, because bunnies are happy animals. You know, they don't bother nobody. They don't ever kill nothing. And, you know, they want to associate happiness and the egg. I don't know. Bunnies don't lay eggs.
Like I don't recognize that part of Easter at all.
You know, so where do these things come from? Family. They come from family, right? Well, do you know if these things are found in the Bible?